Hey, Norcal Karters. Sorry, I played the video without the music, so I didn't hear the music go off because there is no music. But messing with the sound stuff a little bit, some of the songs I had picked out previously had some copyright infringement, so someone else was getting credit for it. But welcome, NorCal Mondays. So this is upcoming events in May. And hey, Ashley, see you over there, and hey, NorCal in the chat room over there. So again, tonight is going to be an open mic night. So we'll go through the events coming up in May. I'm going to do it a little bit differently tonight. Normally I go in and I show you my calendar and we go through the calendar. But tonight I'm going to go through the different web pages, starting with our supporters. So we'll go to their web page, we'll highlight their web page, their events, and we're doing an open mic. So what does that mean? If you want to join the panel on this side, where your face is on your screen and our screen and all 5 million people that are watching, then send me a message or drop it in a comment that you want to be on. I will either Facebook message you the link or I can email it to you. But you have to be pretty quick with it because the show's only an hour long. You can thank Ashley for that one. So she's done a great job at keeping me on track for the past year and a half with time schedules. So the show's an hour or less. So just depending on how the conversation is going. I know we have a few people waiting to kind of wrap up their dinner and get settled in with their internet connections that want to talk about the races that took this place this past weekend. So some ideas we could talk about. NCK, they went down to Chuckwalla this past weekend. Prairie City has been very busy. They had the 2-stroke, the 4-stroke, and the kickoff round of Norcal SKS. We could talk about that. We could talk about Rock Sonoma. We can talk about Challenge of Americas. We can talk about BlueMax Kart Club. And yeah, so there's a lot to talk about. We can talk about your local club. So again, you got to chime in the chats, whatever side that might be on. Chime in the chats. And let's get the show going. So again, it's going to be a little bit different tonight. Like I said, normally you're used to seeing me doing my website, but we're going to actually highlight the websites of all of our supporters to start with. And if we have time, we'll go to the other sites, or let's just see how the conversation goes tonight. So let's roll. Give me one moment here. So I hope everyone is doing well. So real quickly, I got to get some housekeeping items out of the way. We have 285 more. 285 more subscribers needed on YouTube. So once we hit 1,000, we will have prizes, a giveaway, and there's some other stuff in the works too. I was gonna open my mouth, but now we'll wait till we get to 1,000. So there's other stuff in the works. But we do have 2 NCK entries to give away here shortly. That's not going to happen tonight. But NCK donated 2 race entries, so we're going to be giving those away. And I wanted to get through the Chuckwalla race before I actually did that one, so that way they could focus on Chuckwalla, get the racers down there. That was a non-point race for the NCK group, but so yeah, 2 NCK. If you're a local club and you want to give away entries to help promote your club, send me an email, norcalkarters@gmail.com. Reach out to me on Facebook under Messenger. And the idea is every show I'd like to be able to have some sort of a giveaway for our racers, growing the sport. So if you can think of something creative, you want to give away a race entry or something else that you think is creative, let me know. Let's all join in and promote the sport. So I need to take a little breather. I'm amped today. I had like 3 coffees, which I probably shouldn't do, but I'm amped up. And I changed around my little dashboard a little bit. So like I said earlier, normally everyone's used to seeing this screen here where this is norcalkarters.com. So as we have live events coming up, you can go to the live tab. So that'll be like the races at Rock Sonoma, our podcasts. If we're doing trackside interviews, things like that, that's on the live tab. Again, we also have our resource tab. So this is our suicide and crisis Lifeline resource tab. This has always been a very sensitive topic to touch on. There's no easy way to segue in or segue out of it, but it's the first tab on the website. It just, our sport has been affected over the years, and yeah, the least we can do is put the information out there. And if you feel that you need someone to talk to or you need a resource, go to Norcal Karters, click on that 988 tab, and there's a lot of resources there for you to look at, and put you on the phone with, you know, people that are equipped to help you with your situation. Or if you know of someone and you think they're in danger, you can call or text 988. So again, I need to be better at really highlighting that page over and over again, just so we don't get more news down the road of tragedy. So again, there's just no easy way to talk about it, but that is the first tab on norcalkarters.com. We already talked about the calendar. If you want to start karting, you don't know anything about karting and you want to jump in a cart, go to Norcal Karters, click on Start Karting Now, fill out the form. I will call you, and we will set you up with an outfitter that is a professional at putting new people in karts. And these are racing karts. These are not K1 karts. These are not, can I even say that? I don't know. These are not indoor karts. These are outdoor racing karts. So they're going to do 50 plus miles an hour. They're real karts. So if that interests you, fill out the form. And again, norcalkarters.com, you can go there. 1,000 subscribers, that's what we're looking for on YouTube. We're going to stop sharing that screen, get rid of that one, and we're just going to go right down the line here. Let's see here. Let's start with our sponsors. And if you have any questions, if you want to join the show, post in the comments. Right there. Post. Actually, that's a good question. I don't know if your screen and my screen are actually reversed, but you know what I mean. There's only two sidebars, so you got 50-50 chance of getting it right. Let's see here. All right. So, one of our sponsors, Gorilla Barbecue. They're based in Pacifica. They have been a supporter of our show for a couple of years now, and it's actually, a barbecue place is a great fit for karting because we have so many foodies out there in the pits. And Rich Bakke has been on board, and he's also an integral part of the Track Magic Owners Group. He was one of the OG mechanics with Track Magic back when they were in Hunters Point. And again, he's sent us some donations over the years to help keep the back end running a little bit smoother. So I got to give a shout out to you, Rich and Gorilla Barbecue. So right here, you have their review page. So 735 reviews, 4.5 stars. I'm not going to hype them up. I'll let the reviews do it for you. But they're open only on the weekends. And his tagline, if they're smoking, they're open. So again, they're in the Red Caboose out in Pacifica. So go check them out, Gorilla Barbecue. You can also get more information at gorillabarbecue.com. And that actually reminds me, Rich, I'm out of spice. I need some more brisket spice. So thank you for supporting Norcal Karters. And next up, we have Extra Kart Parts, extrakartparts.com. So this is my primary business. I buy and sell karting equipment. I basically rehome the karting equipment. So I look for new and used equipment that might be outdated or a little bit older, or that the shops are just trying to, clear their shelves of. And I post on extrakartparts.com and eBay. So one indirect way of supporting Norcal Karters is to make Extra Kart Parts your first stop for your karting needs. I don't have everything. I don't try to have everything. But what I do have, I try to have good pricing on. So as you can see here, just some of the featured products. We got t-shirts. The Norcal Karter t-shirts, those are our fundraisers for this site. We have the Track Magic cart covers. We have Predator Ghost Complete Kit accessory kits. So the clutches, engine mounts, pipes, gears, chain, throttle cable, that whole setup. So if you have one of those Ghost Predator engines, You can buy one box and have everything there instead of buying the box and going, oh crap, I don't have a clutch. Then you get the clutch and you go, oh, I don't have an engine mount. And then you go buy the engine mount. And by the time it's all said and done, you're 9 weeks into the project and still don't have everything. So thank you, Extra Kart Parts, for your hard work on rehoming kart parts for people. And we also have Illuminos. Illuminos came on board last year, and Illuminos is a great segue for our road racers. Rob over at Illuminos, he's been supporting Norcal Karters. He's also been doing arrive and drive programs at Sonoma for many years, SCUSA, the rock events. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. But he's one of the few, if not only, shops out of NorCal that actually takes his trailer to the NCK Road Races. And one of his drivers just set the overall track record down in Chuckwalla out of any racing vehicle on track. A shifter kart now has the overall track record, and that package was an arrive and drive with Illuminos. So that's really cool to see. Rob, thanks for your support. And I'm wondering what he's barbecuing at the next Rock Sonoma race. Speaking of Rock Sonoma, their website, here we go. Rock Sonoma. It's actually sanzarukarting.com. So SANZARU karting with a K.com. sanzarukarting.com. And looks like we will be at Sonoma on May 19th and 20th. No, I'm sorry. 20th and 21st. Sorry, it was last month. It was Friday, Saturday. This month, we are back on Saturday and Sunday. So Rock Sonoma. This is their website. You can go there. Their homepage, the information about the classes that they run, the engine packages that they support out there. No, we'll leave the slideshow up. That's actually, I like that. So you can get the racing results for their specific series there, again, at Rock Sonoma. And we'll be out there in the middle of May. And once again, tonight is open mic night. So if you want to talk about a race, if you want to talk about an event, if you want to talk about in the past or upcoming, let us know. Give me a second here. I got that text late. Okay, one of our guests is going to be on at 7:45. So they're there. All right, we'll just wait for Josh to get his camera rolling. We'll bring him on in a second. So again, this is Rock Sonoma, sanzarukarting.com. Boom. Go check it out. Next up, Prairie City Karting. This is pckarting.com. Donald and his crew, they've been supporters of Norcal Karters for a couple of years now. In fact, ever since he took over the track operation, he's been a supporter of the Norcal Karters project. So that track, I don't know what to say. It's busy. I was out there last weekend for the opening round of Norcal SKS, the as old people refer to it. That is the new IKF Region 11, but it's called Norcal Sprint Kart Series. That's where the SKS comes from. And we'll get to that one a little bit later. That's a different website, different series. But Prairie City. So pckarting.com. And again, the reason I'm doing a little bit differently this time, I'm just trying to mix up what people are looking at when they're scrolling through. It's like, oh, there's Jason again showing off his website. It's like, well, let's show off our sponsors' websites. And again, if you want to join in with the open chat, post a comment below. If you're not a supporter of Norcal Karters, I'm not going to ignore you. If you want to come on one of these open mic nights, you got to get a hold of me. You can email me. You can send me a text. You can messenger me. And we have room tonight, too. So, again, open night mic. Sorry. So, Donald's next race at Prairie City. He has two series up there. There's the 4-stroke weekend and the 2-stroke weekend. So, May 6th and 7th, Race number 3, May 6th and 7th. That is their 4-stroke weekend. So during COVID, Donald had to split the races up because he was capped. The state park said you can only have X amount of people in the pits during your race events. So the only solution Donald could really come up with at the time was, well, I guess I have to split my racers up. So he said, well, the easiest way to do it is going to be 4-stroke and 2-stroke. And it's been wildly successful for them. I don't want to say I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure they had over 100 entries at the first couple of 4-stroke rounds already this year. So a couple hundred entries, just 4-stroke. But the reason I also want to highlight all of our sponsors' web pages, you can go to their web page, you can click on the race classes that they offer. Instead of me trying to remember every single class for every single track, go to their sites. So again, this one's pckarting.com. Their next 4-stroke race is coming up May 6th and 7th, which is this coming weekend. And then the 2-stroke weekend is coming up first week of June. So June 3rd and 4th. So 2-stroke. So 2-stroke is going to be your tags, your IAMIs, your K100s, your shifters. Those are going to be your 2-strokes. Your 4-stroke. Oh, and Formula Y. If there's someone in the listening and you ran Formula Y, come check it out. And let's see. So that was the 2-stroke. 4-stroke is pretty much all Briggs. So Briggs and Stratton 206. That is the 4-stroke format. So if you're out there and you're new and you don't know the difference between a 4-stroke and a 2-stroke, if someone says Briggs or 206, that is the 4-stroke. And then we have, again, the ones I just recapped. You could hit rewind and go back, and those were your 2-strokes as far as classes. So that's pckarting.com. Next up, we have, oh, they got rid of their video. All right, I'll let it scroll through naturally. But they used to have a cool video on the front page here. This is NCK, NCKRoadRacing.com. And like I said, they just had a race at Chuckwalla this past weekend. It was a combined event with Southern Karters. Maybe one of my NCK guys or Southern SCK guys can chime in and give me the name of the series that they were running with. But yeah, they were at Chuckwalla. So a lot of conversations online have said a lot of guys didn't know about the track, never been there. They went to the race and they said it was a blast. And like I said earlier, there was a track record is now held by a shifter kart. So that's pretty cool. Next race up for NCK. So this is their website, NCKRoadRacing.com. And I think it stands for Northern California Karters. Pretty sure of that. Don't get that confused with Norcal Karters. We're completely separate entities. But yeah, NCK. So NCKRoadRacing.com. And if you're new and don't know what road racing is, as you can see here, is my mouse showing up? So Chuckwalla this past weekend, 2.6 mile road course. Streets of Willow, they don't have the mileage on that one. Thunder Hill, 3 mile road course. So our road racers, they run the full size tracks. In the past, they have run Sonoma, Sears Point, Infineon, whatever you want to call it, the big track. They ran there. Next year, they are on the calendar to run Laguna Seca. But they need 100 pre-entries with deposits by September. Mark should be listening tonight or actually joining us to chime in on that. But I think I'm going to say September 1st, but it might have been later in the month. But if they have 100 deposits for Laguna Seca by September, they will book that event. And he already has 25 or 30 deposits when I last spoke to him. So the deposits are actually rolling in pretty quickly for Laguna Seca 2024. So that's NCK Road Racing. This is their website. Again, you can go to the tabs on the top: home, race calendar, rules and safety, sponsors, classes. So you can go to their class page to see if the class that you have will fit into their racing program. And if you can't find the information here or don't understand it, you can always just send them a quick little link. Let's see here. Oh, they have our website up there. Right on, Mark and Ollie. Thank you. I was actually looking for Hollinger's videos, but I'll take that. So they have videos of the NCK Road Racing stuff. NCKRoadRacing.com. All right, we have a lot of comments coming in here in the let's see, we have Josh in the waiting room. I'll get to you in a minute, Josh. Streets, Andy Saisman with the knowledge. He's like a karting savant, that guy. I mean, he just has knowledge on everything. Streets, 1.8 miles. I'll come back to all the comments here before I get too squirreled, butterflied out here. BlueMax Kart Club, they did a barbecue and round number 1 this weekend. And BlueMax Kart Club, BlueMax Kart with a K, Club with a C, BlueMaxKartClub.com. That is their website. And they're on board this year for supporting Norcal Karters. And let's see here. So it looks like May 21st is going to be their next club race, May 21st. So that's BlueMaxKartClub.com. Sorry, I'm on their site, and they have a couple of the other clubs listed on there. And I was like, wait, am I on the wrong page here? But it was a little confusing. I was expecting just their calendar a moment ago. But let's see here. May 21st is their next up-and-coming race. And again, like the other websites, you can go to the top of their page. You can click race info. They have their pre-text sheet here. Boom, pre-text sheet. I'm actually working on a video for pre-text stuff for the different series that I'm able to kind of steal these text sheets from. So that'll be dropping on Norcal Karters on the YouTube channel here in the next couple of weeks. But you have the classes that are offered, the ages. So this is a good little reference here. The weight. Let's see. They're in Evenco Blue track. So all the classes are running Evenco Blues. You can see the engines that they're running. If there's any restrictors as far as the different classes to different, like for example, the 206, you can run that engine from 8 years old up to 80 years old. So they'll use restrictors and different slides to adjust the power depending on the age. So they have all of that updated here. So again, this is BlueMaxKartClub.com. And if anyone's watching the show from BlueMax and you were at the barbecue, chime in. Oh, actually, that's why Josh is in the waiting room. Cool. Next up, Challenge of the Americas. They just wrapped up their 3-race series. I want to bring this one up. Can't forget Pat's Acres. Cannot forget Pat's Acres. There we go. So Challenge of the Americas. This is the West Coast National Series for the Rock Cup group, and challengekarting.com. So challengekarting.com. And there, why did it not pop up? Well, it's called Rock the Park. So Rock the Park, July 14th through the 16th at Pat's Acres. So that's going to be a standalone event for Challenge of the Americas. Andy's been on our show many times. He's always a great, I don't even want to call him a guest anymore. When he comes on, he's almost a co-host. And we never know where our tangents are going to go, but we've always had some great conversations. And he's been a supporter of Norcal Karters for a couple of years now. So now that their Challenge of America events are wrapped up, they are heading to Rock the Park in July, and that's Pat's Acres. And you can find more information on that at, again, challengekarting.com. And then earlier we were talking about the IKF Region 11. And I don't know if it's still called Region 11, but it is IKF, Northern California Sprint Kart Series. So their website, Norcal SKS. And this promoter is the same gentleman. It's Donald Urban that runs Prairie City Karting. So their inaugural event was April 22nd, 23rd, last weekend. There's a lot of good racing action out there. I went out there on Sunday, just kind of check things out, see who was showing up, how the classes were being run. Looked like a great atmosphere. The pits were absolutely packed. So that was good to see. And then in some of the bigger classes, the racing action was a lot of fun. Prairie City is always exciting to see. But it looks like their next race is going to be at Buttonwillow, May 27th and 28th. So Buttonwillow, May 27th and 28th. And again, just like all the other websites we've highlighted tonight, this is, the racing schedule, the classes, the rule books. So Buttonwillow, that's such a fun track. Down there west of Bakersfield off I-5. But that's coming up on May 27th and 28th. And they're also doing Medford, Santa Maria, and Corning. Let's see here. Then we do, last but not least, CCKRA. So this is Central California Kart Racing Association. This is one of his clubs that my buddies down there at Team Visalia support. And so they've always been very good about sending donations in. Team Visalia has. And so I asked Daryl at the beginning of the year, it's like, hey, well, where are you guys going? Because they do all kinds of racing. They're primarily shifter guys. There's about 15 to 20 of them. They're recreational. And I'm not trying to take anything away from being a recreational karter. But Daryl, Robert, Jimmy, I mean, these guys raced on the national level for many years. And now they're really focused on supporting their local clubs and their local tracks. They don't have a shop or anything else. It's just 20 guys that get on this text message. They blow up the phone. And that's why other groups, when you ask me to be on your chat line and I go, I don't want to, just give me one person to deal with, blame Team Visalia. Because when they start chatting back and forth, the phone just goes for hours. Great group of guys. But one of the series that they support is CCKRA, and this is their website. And once again, you can go see the classes that they offer. You can see their calendar. There we go. So their next race coming up is going to be Willow Springs on May 20th and the 21st. Sorry, I'm going to go back to that homepage for a second. Oh, 2022 champions. Okay. That's what that graphic was. So May 20th through the 21st, Willow Springs. That's going to be the next race for CCKRA. And I've had some problems with this website in the past. So sometimes it works with www.ckra.com. Sometimes it doesn't. So if it doesn't work for you right away, or if it takes you to that DNS redirect page, try Googling it and then going from maps. And sometimes that works. But they have they actually have a lot of information on this website. So it's cckra.com, how to get started, where they're racing, the classes that they're offering. Again, there's a lot of information here. And so thank you, Team Visalia, for your support of Norcal Karters. And sorry I'm not more engaging on your chat line. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Josh, where's your camera? Let's see here. Preston Lambert. I'm free next Monday. Well, I'm on right now, Preston. Let's see here. I'm waiting for Josh to get me a camera. Ah, there we go. I don't do blank screens anymore. So, Josh.
What's up?
What's up? Give me a sound check real quick.
You got a sound check?
Yeah, that sounds like it.
All right. Is my Wi-Fi connection solid? I'm not all spotty this time?
It looks pretty good right now.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So thanks for joining us. So introduce yourself real quick. Tell everyone who Josh Veloz is.
I am Josh Veloz. I am a go-karter, a notorious mechanic, a racer, newfound assistant race director, and track worker. I found a new love for being on the other side of the track and having a lot of fun with it, as well as racing when I can. Just a lifelong. Right. I'm just a lifelong.
You're the assistant to the assistant race director.
I'm the assistant to the race director himself.
Okay.
Just a second set of eyes that's been around the sport for all my life. Give my input. And I feel like I've been in a lot of situations as an active racer myself. So I try to stay active in the seat, racing with the younger generation, trying to stay, for lack of better words, active and in the hunt, I guess, and in the lingo. So I kind of know what's going on and the moves and how to do them and put myself in those situations so that basically try to make the next generation better. I saw a lapse for a long time when, as a mechanic, the generation and the racecraft just kind of took a fall, and I didn't like it. So I made a pact to myself when I became a race director that I was really going to emphasize on the racecraft and bringing that next generation to holding them accountable for their actions, I guess. I mean, for lack of better words. So I try to put myself in those situations so that I can make the best call on the other side and try to stay as active as I can and have as much fun with the sport that I've enjoyed since I was a little kid.
Nice. So I don't want to spend too much time on the whole race directing thing because we actually did one a couple of months ago with you.
Yeah, I actually just raced this weekend.
Yeah, but I do want to. We definitely want to talk about the racing this weekend. But I have one question for you. When it comes to race directing, and for me, doing the announcing over at Sonoma and watching the race, and now we have the ability to go back and watch it on YouTube. Have you ever found yourself where you watched a series of events on the track, and you were pretty confident? Okay, this is how it played out. Then you watched it back, and like, oh. That's not how I interpreted it.
Honest to God, no.
No.
I don't want to second guess myself, because when you do, I've seen it, and I've seen it the way that I've seen it, and like 9 times out of 10, if you see it a different way, it's going to contradict it, or there is evidence. Like, I have been wrong. I'm not going to say that I'm right every time. Like, I have been wrong, but like together as a team with me, the officials or everybody else that you're working with, you discuss what you guys seen on track, and you discuss what you see in the evidence or the video, and you kind of move forward. But after the fact, like I don't really ponder the fact. Like, to be honest, I don't go back and I don't watch the reruns, or I don't watch the replays of the races that I've officiated, because what's done is done. I mean, at this point, like I can't go back and change it. I can maybe critique myself, but I think it's just more living and learning, to be honest.
See, I do the exact opposite. Like, I don't ever go back and like, oh, how did I sound, or what? It's like, I know how I sound. I sound nasally, like I have allergies, like blah blah blah. But I will go back and say, okay, what exactly happened there? and I'll watch. It's like, okay, yeah, well, I called that wrong. It's like, oh no, I called that. I called that right. I called that wrong. Whatever.
You called it in the
like
moment.
What's that?
You called it in the moment, right? I mean,
I called it. Yes, I called it in the moment. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And sometimes we're right, and sometimes we're wrong.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So let's get to some questions here, and then we'll get to your recap. And again, for anyone in the chat room that's watching, tonight is open mic night. So if you want to join the show, I can send you either a quick Facebook message or an email through Gmail. So if you want to be on, you can email norcalkarters@gmail.com. But probably the easiest thing is just to leave a comment and how you want me to send you the link. So we have about 25 minutes left. But let's get through some of the questions, Josh, and then we'll get to you were at BlueMax, right?
Yeah, I was actually racing this weekend at the Gold Rush at BlueMax.
Okay, so yeah, we'll talk to you about that. So we already put Ashley up a few times. Hey, NorCal. Hey, NorCal.
Yeah, with the peace sign. Don't forget
with the peace sign.
Hold on, this one. Yeah.
No, there you go. Go ahead, Josh. Hey, NorCal. Peace sign.
I don't do it, dude. I'm not.
You don't do it.
Not gonna happen.
That's her thing. Let's see. Oh, Steve Cameron. RockSonoma.com will take you to the site. So I was doing Sanzaro. So Rock Sonoma will also take you to the website for the Rock Sonoma events. Let's see here. Andy. 4 and 2. The difference is 2 strokes between the difference between a 4-stroke and a 2-stroke. Thanks, Andy. I don't know what a 2-stroke is. I know a 4-stroke is suck, squeeze, bang, blow, but I don't know what it is for a 2-stroke. Gear Nuts. He's one of our regulars. Challenge of the Americas was really competitive, especially in Junior 100. Formula Y will be some exciting racing at PC. I'm curious to see.
I'll drop in. I'm going to try to drop in on a couple of Formula Y races. I'm working to build me up a Formula Y car right now.
Are you
under the radar? I'm trying.
Dude, you just announced it to the world.
Some Formula Y direct drive with old Durbin and the boys. Like, Yamaha's my love, man. I'll definitely try to get out there.
Now, did you ever race Formula Y, or were you too young back in the day?
I've driven it. I never got to race it, essentially, because I was always like 14, and then when I moved up, it was all Supercan light, Supercan heavy.
Got it. Or that Miami Perilla stuff started coming in.
Yeah, the Norcal tags.
Yeah, I never raced Formula Y either, but I did drive them on practice days.
Yeah, I got to drive them a lot as a kid, but I never got to race them with the guys.
Oh, they're fun to drive. It just, I was doing shifters at the time, and I remember Steven Reisner had the Formula Y, and he was on the NBA stuff. So on practice days, I would drive his kart. It's like, it was a lot of fun.
Dude, it just taught you so much fundamentals. For me, it just teaches you so many fundamentals to go-karting and rolling speed and not like over-slowing the corner and learning to slow down the corner. Learning to slow down the go-kart by just turning the wheels and not hitting the brake. And you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, a Formula Y, it's a 100cc 2-stroke piston port engine, Yamaha. So the Yamaha KT100 is the base. It has a pipe, the long expansion chamber, but it's direct drive. It doesn't have a clutch. It's fun. I mean, you get off the gas, and if you're used to a clutch, you get the engine braking, but it keeps pulling you. Like it's like you don't get that freewheeling of the clutch. It's fun. Yeah. And like back in the day, watching guys like Joey and actually there's a bunch of them, but I don't remember. I definitely remember Joey hand driving it. But watching those top national guys fling a Formula Y around.
As much as Donald will probably hate me saying this one, Andrew Alfonso was pretty damn good in a Formula Y.
Oh, Alfonso, yes.
Like, as much as he was like his competition, like Andrew Alfonso was pretty damn good in a Formula Y.
But I'm pretty sure Alfonso was everybody's nemesis. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, that guy was damn good.
Let's see. So moving on from Formula Y. Thanks, Gear Nuts, for chiming in. Andy Streets is 1.8. I think I covered that in the thing. Keep up the great work, Jason. I'm just gonna leave that post up there for the rest of the night. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
I need my wife to see that so she doesn't think I just stay home all day doing nothing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
See the work. All right.
Gregory A. Stone. Sounds like a large group of 80 shifters will be at Medford. Come up and play. That would be good to see. Medford is a great 80 track. Yeah. I haven't been there in 20 years, so I don't know how the surface is, but that is a great track.
I actually stopped at Medford maybe about a month ago, to be honest. When I was on my way home, I drove home from Seattle for work on Easter weekend, so it was the weekend before Easter.
Okay.
And I drove by, but I didn't get out and like look and walk the track. I just kind of drove by, and it looked like a racetrack. It looked like it had since I was a kid. Not much different. I mean, the track's probably abrasive, like it was when we were a kid. No different, but that track used to race so good. Like I've never driven a shifter in my life, so I'm not
ever.
I'm not. I've told people this weekend, and they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Dude, right now, like."
When is the next time you're coming to Sacramento?
I don't know, but I've never driven.
When's the next time you're coming to Sacramento?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm putting you on the spot. When's the next time you're coming up here?
I don't know.
Okay. What size seat are you?
What?
What size seat are you?
Medium, large.
In a Tillet?
Yeah.
All right. We're putting you in a shifter.
Like a 3 or a medium large?
We're putting you in a shifter.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. But I've done like 4 laps at Marina as a kid. But other than that, I've never.
All right. Well, we'll put you in an 80. We'll put you in an 80 to start.
Everybody says
an 80 with YDSs.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're doing it. Prairie City, 80s, YDSs.
Oh man,
we're doing it.
So mad at me. Look, she's already mad at the chat. Look.
I'm
already mad at the chat.
I'm afraid to scroll down. Let's. We got Max chiming in.
Oh,
looks like Max and Scott know each other.
I don't know how many people have didn't know that I've never driven a shifter till this weekend. Like all my buddies were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I've done like ICA, tag, Yamaha, anything direct drive. I can drive. I'll get in, and I'm your guy." But no, I want nothing to do with it.
Okay. I need somebody to donate me a GoPro, 2 of them, one with my view looking at Josh, and one with Josh driving. We're gonna put him in a shifter cart. In his first session, is gonna be GoPro'd. We're doing this. Let's see. So Scott's calling you out. Josh ran very good yesterday. So did you ran Masters or Senior?
I actually ran Senior.
Good.
So I ran Senior with the kids.
Nice. And how did it go?
It was a lot of fun. The event was really good, to be honest. I was really impressed when I got in there. I mean, the organization, the way they got everybody parked. Practice on Saturday ran really cool. It was pretty much kind of open between juniors and seniors and 2-cycle and 4-cycle. So we got a lot of track time. And then raced on Saturday, and it was cool. I felt like I was pretty competitive. I lacked a little bit. It was the first time I had driven all year. I don't want to make excuses. Like, these guys are fast. These kids are fast. They're on their game. Just making simple mistakes that cost me in the end. I felt like I was really good on Saturday, and I kind of hung it up a little early because I didn't want to wear myself out because I'm not 15 years old anymore. I can't go 15 sessions on Saturday and still think I'm going to be competitive on Sunday. And then on Sunday, we showed up and morning warm-up went pretty good. Qualified 4th in the heat race. Just kind of just made simple racecraft mistakes that I just haven't put myself in enough racecraft situations. Just simple, small mistakes that cost me again when you're racing against guys that are national champions and kids that are junior champions from KPX last year and senior champions from this year, just top of their game. They're in the go-kart all the time, or they just know how to do this stuff. And you make a small mistake and they're going to make you pay for it. That's the bottom line. I can sit here and make excuses all day about my equipment or this and that, but the bottom line is I was making mistakes in my line and I missed the setup as a driver. And when you do that at this level, they make you pay for it. And every little bit it adds up.
So give us an example of how you butchered. I mean, made little mistakes.
For me, the biggest one was on the entry to turn 1. I would overdrive the entry to turn 1 and cause the car to hop like really bad through the center, and it would start to buck kind of bad, and it would throw me out about half a car length to 3/4 of a car length too wide for turn 3. So turn 1 is the kink after the finish line. Turn 2 is the long horseshoe. Turn 3 is the U-turn before you come back up the hill. And at the I'd overdrive the entry to turn 2 really bad, and it would cause the car to hop, and it would just kill my momentum it would kill my line, and I'd have to pinch it too far into turn 2, and it would just kill my momentum all the way up the hill, all the way down the hill to the hairpin. And then I'd finally get through the hairpin pretty good, get onto the back straightaway halfway decent. And then I was just butchering every third lap. I'd hit the hairpin right. Like it was like a 1 in 3 shot. Sergio was telling me, he's like, that you got to hit it right. He goes, one time you'd come through there, it was beautiful. I was like, all right, Loco, you got it right. He goes, and the next lap you'd come through there and you just hit the curb and be all over the place. And I was like, what are you doing? So it's me, man. I mean, I just made some small mistakes, and I know what I got to do moving forward, and I'm going to try to go give these kids hell at Button Willow at SKS, and we'll see how I can do there.
Nice.
So I'm going to run against the kids again. I'm not scared of them. I want all the smoke Cade has, and William and everyone else, and Chase.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah, I want all these kids. I want Chase. I want Cade. I want William. I think I can take all these kids, even at 34 years old. Like, I think I can still handle all these kids.
See, I love that attitude.
I truly believe I can. I mean, I know where I'm making the small mistakes. So, like I said, we'll go there.
I'm pretty sure I'm pissed off about 4 people in this comment, but I'm just tired of seeing these young fat kids running masters. It's like, if your age should put you in the class.
Hey, dude, I was running masters. Like, I won't lie, I was 215 pounds.
How old were you?
I was 28 years old.
Young fat kid.
Yeah, and I won't lie, I got on the bike, and for like 2 years, I rode 14, 18 miles a night, like on my bike. When I was in my hotel rooms, and like some of you guys know, I travel a lot for work.
Yeah.
And I take my bike with me sometimes, and I'll get on the bike after work and I'll just go ride. I mean, I'll put in my headphones and I'll just ride my bike, just cruise.
Yeah. And
I mean, sometimes it's only 2 miles and I go sit and have dinner. Sometimes I just ride and ride and ride. And it's 11:30 and I come back to my hotel room, take a shower, and just go to bed. And I mean, it's paid dividends. Like I was telling one of my buddies tonight, 1 year ago in Reading, I finished 13th at the KPX race. And I was like, I didn't like this. I told him, I was like, I'm not going to get beat like this again, dude. And then 1 year later, I finished 4th, and I'm like 2/10 off. And I'm like, I didn't like this. I'm not going to get beat like this again. So I'm going to I've worked a lot really hard on it, and I'm going to keep working at it, and I'm going to try to beat these guys.
Yeah, and just naturally, you are a bigger guy. So, I mean, it's you are going to have to work at it to get to senior. But, you know, I love it because your age, you should still be in senior. I mean, there's a reason we have a master's class. I don't know. My attitude is if you want your own special class or you want to do this, bring 10 people. Bring 10 people, create your own class, go to the promoters, look, I have 10 young fat drivers. We want our sumo class, and that's what we want. We have 10 paid entries right now. Give us a class. That's how I think about it. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or knock on anybody's parade, but that's how I feel about the Tilly thing. We had like 3 Tillys and 18. Like, I don't know how many. I don't know how many Briggs there was, but there was at least 12. I'm gonna say 12 Briggs, and I'm gonna say 3 Tillotsons in senior.
oh, I thought you said 30.
No, well, let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna see. Hold on.
Okay, while you do that, I'm gonna go through the reviews or the comments here.
All right.
Let's see. Ren Panzer. I think that's Moyer, right? Let's see. Hey, everybody. Callie asked us to see about dropping in a report on SVRA. Do you want to come on the studio? In the comments, just give us some info on what SVRA is and what I don't know anything about it. So give me some info on that real quick and who was there, what it was about, and then we'll see if we have room to get you in on the show. Let's see here. Although if that's Moyer, it has to do with Porsche. Let's see. Barry, you tell him, Josh. I seen what I saw. A ref is part of the game, better or worse. They are there for. Okay, so that was going back to our earlier conversation.
I was going back to race directing and everything else.
Yeah, that's good. No, that's true. That is part of the game. Even when the emotions get a little heated. One day I will get Gage in a 2-stroke to race Rock Sonoma. Nice. Damn it, Andy. Now he lost his train of thought. And I don't even know what she's talking about. I lost 2 trains of thought.
Oh.
Got my FY mode.
Andy's my boy, man. I mean, I love Andy Seasman a lot. He's brought me onto his team this year. Hopefully we'll be out at Rock the Park this year with the rest of the team, trying to bring you the best program we can this year for him. Him and the team and everybody else that he brings on to promote for the racers to bring the best program we can on the West Coast. I find it funny that I always thought it was funny that people always say like, "Hey, I wish Andy had 4 races. I wish Andy had 4 races." Well, now he does, boys. Show up. Let's go. We're all going to be there. We're all putting on a big program. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see. We have Darren on here. Dinger, Hand, Speed, Alonso.
I think they're talking about
that's
Formula Y, guys.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Scott Speed ran it or not. So for those who don't know, all those names, they're all from Northern California. Allmendinger's out of San Jose. Hand is out of Sacramento here, Elk Grove. Speed was Manteca. Alonso was out of, I think, Danville. I got put. Okay. Someone's giving me a compliment of not being lazy, so I have to show that. That's my buddy Walter, who didn't show up to work today because he was on vacation. That guy takes more vacation than people that work on vacation. Steve Pigott. Steve Peugeot. Steve Piggott. Josh can drive his shifter. That actually sounds better. He can crash yours instead of mine.
See, I can get on board that program at like Sonoma on a Saturday. See, I'm with it.
Yeah. Michael Yazimbiak. What is he? Yes.
I think that's back to me racing a shifter because he was one of the buddies that was like, "You've never driven a shifter?" And I was like, sorry, man. I've just never done it. Yeah. Hey, that I got to give them a plug, man. The Gold Rush was, hats off, a great run series. I mean, we had a couple incidences. I just want to give a plug to Trevor Schmidt. I hope he's okay. That was a nasty tumble that he took on.
Oh, is there a video? I don't like playing crash videos, but
I don't have a video of it. Somebody might, but it's not worth showing. It was
that hard.
It was pretty nasty. I think it was just, unfortunately, I don't want to put blame on one guy or another. I mean, I think it was just one guy might have just got in there a little hot on cold tires and locked up. And just
which direction were they running?
They were running forward, coming down the back straightaway into the hairpin. And he just got
Did you
just
say
a racing
floorboard?
incident, and two guys getting in there real hot on the first lap. Everyone's bunched up. One guy trying to make as much position as he can, and two guys. It's a tight corner. I mean, two guys. One guy got in there, made a little bit of contact with the next guy. He biked, and when he hit the barrier, he went over. And I really hope he's okay. It was nasty. It was not good to watch.
Did he walk away?
I believe he did. I mean, I kind of walked away because I really didn't want to see. He had a pretty. I believe he broke his collarbone for sure.
Oh, okay.
Because his shoulder was laying down, and when everybody was talking like, "Oh, you could see it through the suit," I was like, I'm not gonna hang out for this. Like that's not my cup of tea. I've been there, I've done that. Like
I'm not laughing at the crash. I'm just in my head. I'm thinking, oh, Josh is a race director, not a medic.
Yeah, like I was like, no, like he's a buddy of mine. I really do hope he's the best. I want to wish him the best from everybody there. I hope he gets better. I really do hope everything goes well for him. But the race all aside, besides, like I said, the unfortunate circumstances that put them behind and, probably cost us the heat race, the second set of heat races, realistically, because we lost so much time with him getting medically attended to and everything else to make sure that he was okay and could race again and everything else. But all that aside, like I really do think they ran a good program. I mean, I was really happy with the amount of laps that we got, with the racecraft, the racing, everything else. It was good. I had a lot of fun. So hats off to BlueMax and everybody there for putting on a great series, and I'll support it as much as I can, for sure.
Nice. Get well, Trevor. Let's see. I'm just going through all the comments here.
Cade's a hater, man. King K, dude. That kid is hats off on a roll, man. And he's putting in the work. Anybody can say what they want, but that kid and his dad are putting in the time, dude. Like, it's like Mike and Alex and Speed all over it. Mike, Alex, and Scott all over again. They go to the racetrack every weekend. They try different stuff all the time, and they know what works and what doesn't. They're putting in the time. They're great. They're great kids. He's a great kid.
Let's see here. So SVRA, vintage. So is that SV? Sonoma Valley Racing, maybe? Sonoma Valley
Racing Association, I'm going to guess.
Maybe their PR department should tag Norcal Karters a little more often. Yeah, I didn't know anything about this, so I don't. Let's see here. How much time do we have? We're already pushing 8:30.
Yeah, that's on you, Jason. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I hope I haven't scrubbed your
show. No, you're good. We actually have a lot of comments coming in.
That's good. I mean,
you're married to my timekeeper.
Hey, sorry. I mean, the one time you ran over an hour, I mean, she was like on it,
Did you hear the story where is Andy and we're on the show
for like 4 hours, right?
Yeah. So she logged back in and saw Norcal Karters is live. So what an idiot! He didn't hit end broadcast, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, who knows? I'm walking around in my underwear. I don't know what I'm doing at 4 hours later. So she thought I just forgot to hit end broadcast. Andy and I were still on. Who knows? I don't even know what we were talking about. And yeah, that's our longest podcast.
Yeah.
And after that, she was like, "No, you're an hour. You're doing an hour. People aren't gonna watch you for 4 hours."
Hey, I'm in a hotel room, Jason. It's okay, dude. I'm far away. Let's see. Hey, her son did well. Her son drove his little guts out. Little shout out to Cooper. He drove his guts out on Sunday to try to stay ahead in junior and actually pulled it out. Like, that was a good race to watch. All those kids. I mean, I know there was a couple other kids. I don't honestly know their name. I know Cooper because I've raced with Cole for 20 years. But that little junior race with all those kids, there was like 4 or 5 of them that were racing their guts out. It was good.
So we got Racer Motorsports chiming in. 18-06 senior. Is that for BlueMax?
Yeah, so there was,
Okay.
I believe there was 21 of us on track, and there was 3 Tillotson, and 18 of us were actually on the 206 product, and it was.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about the Tillotson Briggs thing. Was there any issues with as far as disparity?
Honest to God, like I don't know what lap it was, Zach, but Zach passed me. I want to say in warm up, and he was moving like he had gone purple, everything.
And he's on a Tillotson.
And he was on a Tillotson.
Okay.
And I believe they might have a little more power, but when he passed me, I finally put it together, and I tried to put together a lap, and he didn't yank me. He wasn't like half a second faster.
Yeah, it's not like a world formula versus a 206.
It wasn't exactly. It wasn't like a tag versus like something like a KA versus a tag or something like that. It was close, but I felt like I nailed a pretty good lap. Like I went 39.5 on my last lap, and he still walked me. And don't get me wrong, Zach can wheel. Zach is good. He's hitting his marks. He's doing the right things.
Which Zach are you talking about?
Rivera with.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So and he was doing a great job with the whole Tillotson product. Like he was moving with the thing. So I don't want to take anything away from what he did. But I truthfully, like I said, I've never driven one, so I can't say, and I don't want to badmouth the product without talking about it. But I mean personally, I don't think they were light years faster. I mean,
okay.
they were I'm gonna say 3/10s, 2 3/10s, maybe 2/10s.
Okay.
But even then, like Cade was 2/10s faster than me, and he was just as fast as Zach was. And
it was Cade on.
Cade was on 206.
206. Okay. Yeah, and the reason I ask is I don't want to stir up any drama or anything, but that has been one of the questions on the forums: the Tillotson versus the 206. There's obviously not enough Tillotsons to run their own class. And it's no secret that 206 has had a supply chain issue since COVID. I mean, some of the engine prices have been ridiculous. So I can understand why some tracks and promoters have tried to pivot. It's like, hey, we don't want to lose entries, but when you're running spec racing, it's all. We've been on this road so many times where spec racing is like, oh, we introduce multiple engines, like, all right.
But we go through this time and time again.
Yeah.
With manufacturers, supplies, and everything. I mean, we've gone through it for years and years and years and years and years. I mean, there's gonna be supply and demand errors. Okay, and the fact that Briggs changed the rule 2 years ago and shot themselves in the foot with the pop-up and made everybody buy essentially a new engine didn't probably.
So I'm kind of curious.
Didn't probably help their backlog.
But if someone can deck the block, right?
Hey, dude,
I'm just saying.
I don't know for sure. I don't want to say yes, you can.
Yeah, you work your own machinery. I just have a simple question. Like,
as far as I understand, like, let's be real. As far as I understand, if it says you can go to 035, you can go to 035.
Absolutely.
Like, no matter how fucking way you do it, if that's the limit, that's the limit.
But can someone correct me? I'm not a techie guy when it comes to the Briggs. I barely add gas to it and I just drive it.
Dude, that's what I do. Okay.
So I just have a quick question though. If you could deck the block, why can't you just lock the piston and deck the piston and go back to that pop off?
That's a motivated question, Jason.
Why? Why can't you do that?
Where's Barry Barnwell? Get Barry Barnwell on here. He's the guy that'll answer that for you.
So I'm starting a new service. I will deck your pistons. So your legal engine that became illegal is now legal again.
Dude, like no, but it's just
I got a drill press and a disc grinder.
No, but I mean, I'm not trying to badmouth Briggs or anything like that, but that probably didn't help the situation, right? But everybody just Comet just had what 150 or two pallets of 100 engines on their website, right? Like
no, but I mean, we'll get off that topic. But when I was running with a different group, I went to their head tech guy and I asked him what is the rule and how are you teching it? And he and the words out of their mouth was, If there's a number, we're teching the number. It's like, okay, they're teching the number.
That's why I don't play the game, dude.
Yeah.
I just get in the fucking go-kart and drive it. Sorry.
Oh, you're gonna get us all of. You're gonna lose all of our sponsors.
Dude, my bad.
Grill barbecue. Don't fire us because Josh can't control his F words.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. It won't happen again.
I'm so ADD'd out right now. I can't even find the comment to toggle them.
Yeah, how are we gonna switch the subject now, Jason? Because that was a bad tumble. Back to the network is pissed. Oh man, Ashley. There we go. The network is pissed. There we go. We done got ourselves blackmailed. It's all right. DBC.
My phone just went off from Mav TV.
It's all right. Door Bumper Clear is the hottest podcast on Dirty Mo.
What is it?
DBC. It's the podcast I listen to when I'm talking to Andy about Pats. Because Ashley wants me to plug Andy. Look at her. She's plugging Andy in the Pats left and right. What about Rock Sonoma at the end of the month? How many of you guys are going to Rock Sonoma at the end of the month? Let's be real.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll definitely be there. I won't be dying of a sickness again like I was the weekend before challenge.
YouTube will be there.
YouTube will be there.
YouTube will be there.
My buddy will be in the chat.
Yes.
Sure. So, see everyone at Rock Sonoma?
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to give my YouTube channel a quick plug. So if you're not already a subscriber on Norcal Karters on YouTube, just some of the stuff we've worked on. And Josh, I got a bone to pick with you, by the way.
What?
When I'm talking to you about a KF axle, you should tell me it's not drilled for a shifter.
I wasn't putting two and two together when
Obviously
you said KF and KZ. I didn't know you were assembling the cart for a Briggs.
So I was going to do a video for YouTube on can you turn, I happen to have a Burrell in my garage. Can you turn this Burrell cart from a KA100 setup, thank you, Preston Lambert, into a Briggs setup? Very simple video. Should take about 10 minutes to swap the axle. Yeah. None of that happened. I'm talking to Josh on the phone after I'm dropping F-bombs because I'm struggling with an axle that I shouldn't struggle with. Thank you, Preston. I love Preston, so it's like I'm gonna give him a hard time. I'm talking. It's like, why did they not drill the axle for the keyway? And this is after the fact, but I already had everything back together. I went to go slide the hub over. There is no axle keyholes in the axle, and it's like I'm just like done. I was just over it. So I text Josh, why didn't you tell me? You knew I was doing this. And he goes, I didn't put two and two together.
My bad.
That's your bad.
My bad.
And then so the replacement axle I got a bunch of SKM axles. The keys don't fit. They're 10 millimeters shorter than the Burrell keyway. So that was 2 trips out to the track to get my stuff. Let's see. Pat Takers. YouTube, NorCal. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Thank you, Ashley. So if you don't know what's going on YouTube, so I had recently done what is a KZ shifter cart. My plan is that every time I get a cart into the shop and the extra cart parts for service, I'm just going to do a quick 5 to 10 minute video on what the cart is. What's a KZ? What's a Briggs? What is a Cadet? What is a Mini Rock? Whatever it happens to be on there. The next one's probably going to be a Honda because I got 3 Hondas sitting around. 2 on CRG chassis, 1 on a Burrell. So that's some of the stuff we're doing over on YouTube. The other thing I did, speaking of Burrell, Josh, why do they have a special freaking wrench to take the front spindle nut off? Why? Why, Josh? Why?
I don't know.
Why? You need a special wrench.
I don't have an answer.
It's to my buddy at Big Z.
Why the Burrell? Because it's
to my buddy at Big Z Jerky, Jason Flores. It's a $40 tool, not an $8 tool.
Hey, but for all you guys that don't know, if you take a used bent steering shaft and you drill a hole in it, you can use that, and you make it longer than that Burrell tool. You can stick it into the middle of the plug, and you don't have to pull the nut off every time and align it. It just stays aligned in the axle.
Okay, I am completely lost. So slow it down in layman's terms for me.
So the barrel has that little that's crappy tool.
The spindle nut tool.
The spindle tool, right?
Yes.
Well, if you take it apart, right, and you drill a steering shaft, a used steering shaft, the center column part, right, and you put it along the post in the center of that little piece, right, and you put the steering shaft into the stub of the stub axle of the go-kart.
Yeah.
Right. All you have to do is pull out the nut a little bit, like maybe a quarter turn, and then you can turn it, and you can turn it back on, and you can loosen the nut, and then you turn it, and you don't have to try to align it in the grooves every time. You just literally pull it out, push it in, pull it out, push it in, and it stays aligned because the steering shaft stays aligned. It doesn't allow the tool to rock back and forth. It just stays aligned in the little grooves.
Oh, I didn't have a problem using the tool. I just was upset I had to buy a tool for it
because you're on the grid on like hot grid, because we used to have hot grid at like say like Andy's event, right? You'd come in for like Challenge of the Americas hot grid, and you'd haul ass in there, and you're trying to change the front end, and you have that stupid little barrel tool, and you're like, and then MRP and Tim Lowball showed up one time, and he was all wah, 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 wah. And I was like, oh dude, I got to get on this guy's level. It was game over after that. I
need to go bend the steering shaft so I can take my nut off faster. Makes complete sense. So back to YouTube. So that's just I did a quick video on the front wheel removal tool on the Burrell. If we do events, like I said, we were at Norcal SKS. We've been at Rock Sonoma. That's some of the stuff going on the YouTube channel. So again, we're trying to get to 1,000. Once we get there, we will have some giveaways. Yeah. Let's see. Shout out to Derek. Ooh, another last name I can butcher. Demanja for an amazing victory at the first round of SKS. Oh, RC and go-karts. That's Ridge. What's up, Ridge? Yay or nay? Am I close on the last name? Derek Demanja. Let's see.
Yeah, he's the kid that races Junior 2 at Prairie City. He's actually come a long way. He's doing really good. He's doing really good.
Yeah. Actually, Ridgely had a really good race too. I think he finished 3rd overall, but he was right on the rear bumper of Isert, and that's no small challenge when it's Isert's home track.
No, for sure. Even at Challenge of the Americas, he was doing a really good job. I wasn't there for the first Rock Sonoma race because I was sick. I was there for the first one in the rain, but not the second one because I was sick. But then I showed up for Challenge, and he actually did good.
Yeah.
So he was driving.
He's been putting in a lot of practice. The last few times I've been at Prairie City, just to go check things out, I've seen him and his dad out there. So keep it up, Ridgely.
Yeah, and it's amazing. People don't.
And he's always sporting the Norcal Karters sticker on his cart too.
For sure. I mean, and back to your point, just to clarify on that, people don't realize how much just driving pays dividends. You can have just getting out and putting in the seat time and getting out to your local track, supporting them, paying the $40 practice fee or the $45 practice fee, and just getting out and turning laps, man. You'll never understand how much it'll pay dividends.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I definitely, you said something about that, and I wanted to touch on that. Like it'll never not pay dividends in the end.
Oh, let's see. We got You're welcome, Ridgely. And he's just a good kid too.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Ben Hur. Big thank you to all the NCK racers that came down to Chuckwalla with us. It was hot, but the track is great. So Ben, in the comments, plug your series as well, because I know you run I don't want to call it a competitor, but you run a road race series down out of the Arizona area. So in the comments, type it, because earlier in the show, I couldn't recall what it was called. So I don't think Southern Karters? No, I don't know. We'll let Ben clarify in the comments. Let's see. Walter Vargas. Oh, this guy. Hey, I can't work tomorrow because well, I'm gonna go to the track. That's Walter helps me out of the shop once a week, and I can always tell when he wants to go to the track because he just calls in. It's like, can I go to the track?
I love it.
Yeah, I mean he's only been in it for about a year, and
I'm
just
gonna call my boss tomorrow and be like, "Can I just go home and go
can I
to
just
the?"
go to the track? Yeah, I mean like he puts in so much time, and it's just like he's also just got this infectious personality. Just I go out to BlueMax, and it's like everybody knows Walter. Like, how does everyone know Walter? He's only been doing it for a year. It's like, oh, Walter, I know Walter. Everyone knows Walter. Let's see, Ben Hur, Southwest Karters. So Southwest Karters is the group of road racers out of SoCal, Arizona, and New Mexico.
Are they road racers?
They are road racers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they do all. What do they run in the Southwest for road courses? Just like,
I don't want to say Firebird because I don't know if Firebird is still around, but
do they do the road courses?
actually Ben's getting pretty active. So there's your group, Josh, right there.
Oh, okay. I'll look it up for sure.
Yeah.
I'll take the link out and check them out for sure.
That was actually one of the things I was going to do with one of our NCK Road Racing entries we have. I was trying to figure out the easiest way to do it, meaning the least amount of time for me to put into it, because time is my biggest issue. At first I was thinking, oh, I'll have all the clubs send me a list of all their drivers that ran KA100, TAG, etc., that ran all their club races the year before, and they put their name in a drawing and say, well, not all the clubs are going to do it. So then I figured, oh, I'll just make the racers send me your results. So if you want an NCK race entry, I don't care what club it was, you just got to prove it. Any club that you participated in the 100cc tag class or the 125cc tag class or Briggs Senior, you have to be, I'm going to say 16 to cover my ass. You have to be 16 or over. So Briggs Senior or Master, and you want to try road racing, and there was a club you supported all year in 2022, email your name, put NCK raffle, email your name with a screenshot of all the races you entered. Just give me the year-end points total that shows all your races.
Oh wow! All right.
Sound good?
My buddy has a 125 shifter that I really want to road race in the 99 class.
You've never driven a shifter.
But I think on a road course it can't be that hard. You got to shift like 6 times. At Dixon you got to shift like 20.
Yeah,
okay,
it's actually not
Sonoma. You probably got to shift like 4. Like one time.
It's not bad. You could pick.
Yeah,
actually,
I can do that. I mean, come on, road course, I can figure it out.
Well, this is how we'll wrap the show up. We'll wrap the show up on that entry thing, but we'll bring up NCK race calendar.
Oh, dude! All right, get me an NCK race. I got to get my boy Eric Maxfield in here to teach me. I'm just going to go do a couple laps with him, have him show me the ways.
Give me 1 second here.
All right, come on, Jason.
And then we'll wrap the show up.
I got Ryan Miller and Eric Maxfield to teach me the ways in the road racing.
Let's see here.
Oh, see, he told me his tracks. See, Podium Club in Casa Grande, Arizona Motorsports Park in Glendale, Blue Clocks, and now Chuckwalla. Oh, that's cool. Right on.
Right on.
So I road raced one time in a Motori at Sonoma, and I'll be honest, it scared the crap out of me. Like
I'm not going to pretend I'm a road race expert. I've only done it a handful of times.
I did do the King Taco Open. Did you ever hear about that in
Fontana?
Yeah, dude, that was wicked.
No.
Yeah, we'd do like 15, 18 cars in a Yamaha, and we were doing like 90, 100 miles an hour plus in junior super cans on a 1,700-foot straightaway. It was wild. That was the funnest race I've ever done to this day. King Taco Open, Fontana.
King Taco Open.
Yeah, it was on the infield road course of Fontana.
So if you're going to do a road race, Oh, actually, the next race, all the next races would be fine.
Yeah.
Streets of
No,
Willow.
I wanted to. Well,
Buttonwillow?
Buttonwillow is only an hour and a half from my house.
Yeah,
I
and Buttonwillow's a lot of fun in road racing.
that would be cool because I've driven Buttonwillow in a car, so I think I can do that.
Okay. And then Thunder Hill, I've done Thunder Hill East and West in a shifter. I prefer West, but a lot of the other guys prefer the 3 Mile East course.
If I can get a shifter ride, I know you have a shifter. You want to race each other in a road course at Buttonwillow?
I will.
Or Thunder Hill, your choice. I'll race you in a shifter.
I would prefer. Let me look at the dates. I do not prefer. I don't even want to say that out loud because it's bad.
We'll say it live here on Norcal.
No, it's not bad.
I'll race you in a shifter, in your category, in a shifter somewhere in a road course because it's somewhat fair and I don't have to shift like 40 times a lap.
Let's see, October 7th and 8th. Give me a second here. October 7th and 8th. I can aim for that one. Thunder Hill 3 Mile, but that's a long drive for you.
Thunder Hill? It's not bad.
Let me see if Team Visalia does Buttonwillow. I'll do Buttonwillow.
Yeah, Buttonwillow would be badass.
I
can probably get Ryan to let me use his Burrell because Ryan has his sitting in his trailer. I just probably have to buy a top end for it.
Oh, there you go.
It's not even that bad.
Yeah. So if Team Visalia, if you're watching, if you guys are doing Buttonwillow, Josh and I are going to show up and race.
I think we should.
I like Thunder Hill.
I think between now and August, I can learn to drive a shifter at Buttonwillow.
What's that?
I think between now and August, I can learn to drive a shifter at Buttonwillow.
Yeah.
I think I can do it.
Yeah.
And we go road race.
Yeah,
that would be fun. We can go to Willow Ranch after.
Did I put this up for Ben?
Oh, did we give the Laguna a plug? Because the NCK stuff at Laguna was always super fun. I actually worked that. I actually did.
I did a Laguna plug earlier in the show.
Okay, yeah.
So just to recap with the Laguna stuff, they need 100 deposits by September of this year, and they will book Laguna for 2024. They already have 30 plus deposits on the books.
Yeah.
So a deposit, if you're not familiar with what that means send them the money. They'll put it in an escrow account. If they do not book the event by September, everything's refunded.
Yeah. And I think that would be something kind of cool to
and I think it's going to be about. I think the entry fee for Laguna is going to be about $1,100, and that does not include your tires. So just so people don't think it's a $50 race, I think they're budgeting it's about $1,100. But we'll have Mark Morrison on or someone from NCK that can chime in a little bit more on the actual details as it gets closer.
No, I think that was a great event for the what I want to say they had it 3 years in a row or 4 years in a row or something like that, and I got to work 3 of them, and it was amazing. I mean, that was like one of the first times I actually got to be on the other side of the fence, and I was just doing scales in some sort. I know the first year me and Andrew Kemp did scales together, and Steve Kemp was like the tech director, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
we had ourselves a ball out there.
That's probably one of those events they just have to do it every couple of years. So there's kind of
a need for it.
There's rarity. So that no one can then I'll just do it next year, because we all know how all of us are. Let's see. I'm gonna wrap up with Gear Nuts. Anything happening at the calendar for Dixon and Stockton? If you go to norcalkarters.com, click on the events tab. I do have Dixon on the calendar. I have yet to hear back from Stockton. So Dixon, they are doing events. I think they're pretty close to taking a break though, because for those that don't know, out at Dixon, we have these wonderful bugs called no-see-ums. Are you cutting me off?
No, I'm just saying, don't go out there for the.
Don't go out there. So the no-see-ums, they're called no-see-ums because you don't see them. You no-see them. They get in your helmet. They sit on your wrists. They sit on the top of your socks, and they literally eat you alive. Yeah. And I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a buddy years ago, ended up in the hospital.
Me and Donald went out there one year to try to test. And
Yeah.
we're like, we're just going to stay in the box van and do everything inside the box van.
You left your helmet on.
No, we would literally like go out, we'd test, right? And I would stand on the flag stand in like this parka and beanie, like trying to stay away from these bugs and shit. And then we'd go back into the box van and we'd like close everything and we'd work inside the box van and do everything. And then we'd take the go-kart out, he'd go test. We did like 6 sessions and we looked at each other. We were like, yeah, we're out of here, dude. Like we don't want to do this.
Yeah, that it's never the bugs never bothered me that bad. They were a nuisance. But the worst part was when they just get in your helmet and they fly around. But I've seen some people, whatever it was, it would bite them. And it's not like a bee sting, but everyone reacts differently to the insect. And like I said, one of my buddies was actually put in the hospital because he had an allergic reaction and his whole body just swelled up.
I had like rings around my ankle, like anywhere my clothes were cut off. So like where my sweater was, it was just rings of where they were biting me on my pant legs, up my pant legs, everything. I was like, this is miserable.
All right. Well, we're pushing an hour and a half. We're 30 minutes over.
Sorry, dude. Sorry, Ashley.
It's okay.
Thanks, Jason.
Yell at him, Ashley. Yell at that guy.
Yeah, well, this guy.
That guy. Yell at that guy. You have any closing words for us?
Check out Rock Sonoma. Support your local clubs as much as you can. Get out and turn some laps. And I'll see you all at the Rock the Park in July.
Are you working or racing?
What? I am working. So
you're working.
I will be there working with the A team, the crew. I'll be at all the Rock Sonoma races, working with the crews, helping out, doing what I can, trying to leave my mark on the next generation. Like I said, I feel like this sport has given me so much in my life, in my friends, and everything. The very least I can do is do my best to give back to it to the next generation. So, like I said, keep getting after it. I want to see the kids out there. Keep doing what you can to get to the track, and see you all around. Have fun.
All right. Sweet. Thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me, man.
No, thanks for coming on.
Later.
Bye. All right, that was Josh Veloz. And tonight was open mic night. So I'm going to try to do at least 1 or 2 open mic nights a month as I'm doing my normal events broadcast. Ashley and I will get back to normal business on having guests and booking that stuff out. I have a couple show in the works, but they're going to be weeks down the road. So if you want to be on the show, try to get a hold of me ahead of time. If you have events that you're promoting, tag Norcal Karters so we know about them. And if we're missing your events or your calendars, etc., just shoot me over a quick message. And if you want more attention on the shows, we do have promotional packages for you to highlight your club or your series, or if you're a group of guys, or if you know someone that might benefit from more exposure directly to kart racers, specifically in Northern California, reach out to us. And again, right now, the big goal, we're looking for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We have a lot of content going up there. If you're a shop and you want to donate a cart for some chassis builds, you won't get it back because I'll do the chassis build. I'll sell it as my compensation. But I'm looking for all the carts. I'm looking for kid carts, cadet carts, tag carts, and shifter carts. So if you think that would benefit your product for sales, let me know. And I think that's it. We ran pretty long tonight, so I won't take too long. And just remember, NorcalKarters.com, Norcal on Facebook, Norcal on YouTube, and Preston Lambert. He's the one that got Norcal Karters on TikTok. So you'll start seeing some more stuff there. And yeah. And how I close out every show. If we all get one person in karting, we'll double by next year.